Hey, listener, real quick before we start the show, we have an announcement. Next week, we are going to be recording an episode about our favorite movies of the decade, and we want your input on it. So send us a list of your 10 favorite movies of this decade. And I'm saying favorite because we're not snobs. They don't have to be critically acclaimed. We want to know the movies that you liked. And if you would like to, you can even leave an audio clip defending your number one answer. How can you do that? Well, you can call 484-373-4119, or you can email us a voice memo at podcast@thatkindofnerd.com. We'll go ahead and take a look at your list and play your clip on the air. So next week, Friday, December 20th, is the deadline. Send it to podcast@thatkindofnerd.com or 484-373-4119. Without further ado, Jimmy, roll the thing.
That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the blockbuster. Welcome to the club, cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Brian Thornton.
That is indeed my name.
Josh won't be joining us this episode. Apparently, he was fiddling around with a game and got sucked into it, and now he has to go around and find the hidden treasures to get out of Jumanji. Let's just jump right into this. Let's talk about the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk. Habla de capa. For our Spanish listeners.
Oh, okay. That's very nice of you. Brian, this is your favorite topic, not only because it talks about the world of comics, but because you get to make an amazing song with your mouth, because we got a trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
Wonder Woman!
Oh, I thought you'd go... I was hoping for that one. Now I had to do it. Ugh. I have many feelings about this.
I wanted to go back to the 70s.
Why not go back to
Wonder Woman?
Gotcha. But it's the 80s.
I know, but Linda Carter said, what, was 76?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not the person to...
Hang on, I want to see... Maybe I'm completely off. Maybe it wasn't 70s. I'm going to check. Now I am curious. I'm searching for Wonder Woman with Linda Carter. No, 75 to 79. I was right. Close enough.
So it ended before the 80s.
Yeah, close enough. 5 years off.
Oh, okay.
From when
just half a
when
decade.
the show ended.
That's fine.
Yeah, suck it. Okay.
This left me with many feelings. Number one, I guess we're still doing the DCU. I guess we're still doing this.
We'll see. It depends on if there's any mention of it in this movie.
They didn't really show off Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. And I knew Chris Pine...
That's fine. I hate Kristen Wiig anyway.
I know you do. I know Chris Pine was going to be in this movie, but I didn't know that he was going to be, like, alive and in this movie.
He's, like, all in. He's got a Timex watch, and who the fuck knows how that happened.
And he thinks trash cans are art. Listen, I think you and I were the two of the three of us who liked Wonder Woman.
I did.
Found it to be a very good movie, and... I am very excited for this sequel. I think it looks really cool. I do. I just have one. I just feel weird that we're never going to, like, are we not going to see Wonder Woman in the present? Are we only going to deal with her in the past? Like, what's the rule about that?
I don't know about that.
All solo Wonder Woman movies have been in the past, have not been set in present day.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know what their overall plan is. I don't even think they have a plan.
That's true.
I think they're capitalizing on success of, like, Stranger Things.
You had said that you weren't as excited about this trailer as I am.
I'm very lukewarm.
Why?
There was nothing special about that trailer. Like, it was the first trailer, like, it was cool and it was different and it was exciting. And this trailer is just legitimately like, we are clearly copying off of Stranger Things and contradicting our own storyline. They made a very big deal about saying that she did not she stayed underground until friggin' Batman v Superman.
Yes.
Which was my problem with doing this in 1984 to begin with. I'm pretty sure I've said this when they announced the movie. So no, I'm not excited. And I don't need them to explain why Steve is back in the trailer, but really? You couldn't just do another story? Why does Steve need to be back? She's Wonder Woman. She doesn't need him. And I get it. It's going to be different. Like, oh, now he's the fish out of water and she's the one who's teaching him stuff. Ooh. Like, I don't care.
No, I get
I don't care. And that whole thing at the end with her like lassoing the lightning and swinging on it like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man. I was like, what the hell is that?
Stupid. She's never done that as far as I know. Yeah. And the arm, like, listen, that freaking gold armor with the freaking eagle head doesn't even work in the comic books. It does not work in that trailer.
It works in the photo shoot that they have with all the bright colors and everything. It looks really cool.
It doesn't work.
But then when you put it in the movie, you're like, no.
It looks ridiculous.
In the real world, it looks really dumb.
So, like, that's it. Like, I got nothing from the trailer besides cool 80s track and Wonder Woman, and that's it. Nothing that like really grabbed me. And the only things that like made it stand out were the things that made me scratch my head.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to see it, but I'm just like, okay.
We also got some more DC news. As we all know, The Flash right now is wrapping up their 6th year on the CW. And hold on, Jimmy just handed me a note. Oh, I am talking about the Ron Flash. I'm sorry. We're talking about the one played by Ezra Miller, also a part of the DCEU. And of course, we all know the Flash movie that came out in 2014, right? Right? Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that was, wait, what?
Jimmy just handed me another note. They never actually made that movie?
Did he also hand you a moat?
He did hand me a moat as well. They never actually made the movie. Oh, and he says, they got a new release date, July 1st of 2022.
Did they also get a new director?
I don't know. That's a great question. Probably.
Through what, 6 directors and 5 release dates or something like that? Yeah, because you know what bodes well for your movie? Getting delayed 5 times and having 6 creative people on it. Gonna be great.
I still don't believe this is an actual movie. I don't think they're actually making. I think it's just a marketing ploy.
Well, it's not a real movie until it actually comes out.
Andy, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Isn't it funny that by 2020 they were supposed to be wrapped up with their whole Justice League?
Oh yeah, they're all supposed to be all done.
Oh, Andy Muschietti.
No, okay, there you go. He did it.
Didn't he do it?
He did it.
Oh, I really like it.
And it chapter 2.
Well, yeah, I know. Duh.
Okay, so he did. No, I think you. Oh, whatever. All right, so he did it. And
yes.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? Okay.
I mean, I've liked the It movies. I think he's got a very particular style. We'll see. But then again, like, these movies aren't really director driven. They are studio driven, and
right.
Warner Brothers doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. So we'll see.
So take that for what it's worth. All right. In our final bit of DC news, we got a trailer for Stargirl.
I thought this was supposed to be a DC Universe show. Why is it all CW?
I don't know. I still had it listed as DC Universe in the show notes, but I just went to go watch the video that I had.
The trailer's all CW.
And it's been pulled off. So I think they changed it to...
Oh, I watched the trailer and it said CW.
Yes. Initially, I had watched the trailer on the DC Universe page, and I'm looking at it now, and this video is unavailable. This video is private, and now it's on the CW page. So maybe they changed course. Now, there's one thing, though, about this trailer. If you haven't watched it... I recommend it. There's a Joel McHale cameo because he was the original Starman.
That is going to be more of a cameo. I'm sure there's going to be flashbacks and crap to him. Luke Wilson is in this
Luke Wilson's in this, yes. And he's like the sidekick to Starman?
He's the guy in the chair.
Right.
He's the, yes. I mean, I routed in the Friendster guy.
This show feels weird to me. First off, it's obviously a CW/WB, I would even feel to the show, but it also has that I never thought there would be another Starman, Stargirl. Oh, I can't believe it! Like it just has this weird '90s feel to it that just like we're past that.
I'm on board.
We've already told stories like that. This doesn't seem like a 2019 story, or 2020 even. Okay,
I'm good with it. Give it a shot. It's Berlanti, and it's Jeff Johns is all up in it.
That's true. They did throw up all the Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, all of it. They threw all of that in there. Be like, hey, we don't have anything else really on the CW anymore besides Berlanti stuff. Are we happy with this? We're okay with this? Okay, good.
They have Riverdale. Oh, Riverdale's Berlanti,
Berlanti
too.
as well, yeah.
They have Nancy Drew. Wait, no. Is Nancy Drew Berlanti?
Maybe?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Although I think it's spun out of Riverdale. Maybe it is Berlanti. They have Supernatural for 6 more months.
Right.
That's
and
not Berlanti.
Vampire Diaries? It's not Berlanti.
Been over forever.
Oh, well, then I don't know what else
Vampire
is on
Diaries ended
CW.
like 2 years ago. They have...
Nope. Yep. That's what I'm saying. The Berlanti network. I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong.
That.
I'm pretty happy.
I don't. Yeah.
Is this something that like diehard DC fans have been asking for?
No, but I'll see it.
Well, I mean, of course you will.
Listen, we are at a time in our lives that we're no longer getting the shit that we're asking for because we've already gotten it all.
Oh, that's true.
We're just getting all the other crap, and I will consume as much of it as I possibly can. No one asked for a Doom Patrol show, but that show I hear very good things about.
Well, actually, we are getting something that we've asked for, Brian, and it's taken a while. It's taken 25 years to get what we've been asking for. And if it wasn't for the toys that made us, I would have never known the true backstory of all of this, because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles creators are reuniting for a new TMNT project for the first time in 25 years.
Really?
I didn't know that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird were fighting.
Oh, they had a huge falling out.
I didn't know that until I watched the toys that made us.
Oh, dude, I knew all about like the history of Turtles before I watched that
But
crap.
that
It was just refresher for me.
Yeah, the toys that made us was just something I didn't know, that these two had a huge falling out. That was Peter Laird had made a ton of money off of this deal, and Kevin Eastman kind of got the short end of the stick. However,
Kevin Eastman, that's Kevin Eastman's fault.
Well, I mean, yeah,
he backed out and he sold his share. He sold his portion to Laird.
Yeah, it was clearly a business move. But Laird also said, "Oh, I won't ever sell the Turtles." And then what did he do? He sold the Turtles.
He sold the Turtles to Nickelodeon,
with
that's
the
fine.
exception of the comic books. He said, "If I ever want to make a comic book, I get the right to do that whenever I want." And the toys that made us ended with the two of them sitting down and drawing Turtles together, doing the whole bit. And I guess that helped reunite their love for this franchise. And after 25 years of hard feelings, these two are back at it again. They're working on a new project.
A new comic book or a new something different?
It looks like it is going to be a comic book.
I'm good with that. Yeah. Sweet. When?
We don't know how big the scope is going to be, Brian, but the fact that they're working together...
Are they just getting together for the 100th issue? Because Eastman's been doing a book for IDW for a while now, but Laird hasn't been involved. Is Laird just jumping in on
They
issue
announced
100?
that they were collaborating in the 100th issue, but no details have been given. It's just the fact that, hey, they are working together. So we don't know for how long. Is this a one-time thing, or is this something that's going to...
friendships can be fixed.
And Netflix fixed it. Netflix fixed it, Brian.
CJ, our friendship can be fixed.
Yay!
When we inevitably get sick of each other, we can fix our friendship.
Inevitably?
Well, I mean, it's bound to happen. I mean,
I was just saying, it's 226. I've been annoyed for about 224.
Are we just talking about episodes? We're not talking about the fact that I see you every day?
Oh, that too. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
But hey, new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't watched the Toys That Made Us episode on this, I highly recommend it. It's pretty damn good.
If you haven't watched the Toys That Made Us, I highly recommend just that in general.
Also, go check out the movies that made us. It's also really good as well.
Yeah, I'm halfway through that.
All right, well, now that we're done talking about the world of comics, let's turn our attention to the world of TV and movies in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. And this starts off with a trailer, Brian, that dropped this week that's a little bit divisive. All right? Ghostbusters Afterlife has officially dropped its trailer.
Why is this trailer
Finn Wolfhard
divisive?
and Paul Rudd. Because there are Ghostbuster fans out there, Brian, who are rejecting this movie.
But why? It looks good.
I don't know. You talked to one. You know one that rejected this movie, Brian.
I know.
I think this looks delightful.
I do too. I think it looks wonderful. I think it actually captures the spirit of what Ghostbusters was.
Now, for the uninitiated, this is not, let me repeat this, not taking into account the latest all-female reboot of Ghostbusters. It's actually kind of throwing that out the window. And this is basically the third movie of the Ghostbusters, franchise that you know and love from the 80s.
It's a continuation of the original story.
Yes. Now, obviously...
Whereas the Paul Feig movie was a reboot.
Yes.
Which did not work. It failed spectacularly.
Yes, it did. That's right. Now, this movie is following the family of Egon, who is played by Harold Ramis, who unfortunately passed away a few
There you
years
go.
ago. But all the other original Ghostbusters are confirmed to be making an appearance within this movie. So that's fantastic. That's great to hear.
Uh-huh.
They, of course, did that in the last movie as well. They cameoed in the female reboot by Paul Feig.
Ernie Hudson didn't show up.
I thought he did.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that movie well enough to definitively argue with you.
I've only seen it once,
Right.
But I do remember Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd's cameo. I don't remember Ernie Hudson showing up.
I'm sure. No, didn't he drive Dan
Aykroyd did.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't remember this movie.
And Sigourney Weaver showed up after the credits.
Yes. This movie was terrible. I didn't really watch
It was bad.
I don't remember it. So Brian, we obviously like this movie. We think it looks pretty cool. I think you said it kind of best. You were kind of bringing up again Stranger Things motifs, but
yeah, it's very Stranger Things. That's two movies, but the good Stranger Things, not the we just said it in the 80s Stranger Things,
right,
like the horror element, the horror sci-fi element of Stranger Things.
That's the part that I like about this. The fact that it's kind of going back to the original Ghostbusters, which I mean, while being really cool, was a little scary.
It was a horror movie.
Yes.
It was a horror movie that had comedy in it. That's what made that movie so great. And this movie remembers that. The last movie made a comedy that happened to have ghosts in it.
Right.
That did not work. To top it off, they didn't cast anybody funny either. It's just, it was a mess.
Hey, that is not true. Thor was hilarious. Chris Hemsworth was hilarious in that movie.
If Chris Hemsworth, listen, I think Chris Hemsworth is great and funny. If he is the funniest cast member in your cast and he's the villain, that's a problem.
All right. We also got some other news. We had seen the redesigned Sonic the Hedgehog design for the new movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I and Josh and everyone said, hey, listen, this looks great. This is the work that would need to be done. Now, it's in your hands, listeners, to go see this movie, support it financially, and kind of give back to everything that happened to make this movie possible.
Mm-hmm.
And we got news this week that the animation studio responsible for the design has reportedly closed.
Really? Is that the case? I heard they were being overworked and that they were behind schedule.
I don't know. Just according to the article that I have here, it says an email was sent to the Vancouver branch on Wednesday, reportedly announcing the immediate closing of their site, citing, quote, increasing external market pressures, specifically in Vancouver compared to other places. This was the studio that, quote, that played a significant role in getting this done and reassigned. Now, you had heard that they were kind of being overworked. I mean, that's typical VFX, though, right? Is that not kind of the feeling?
That is typical, but I heard they were behind schedule. But then again, like, it's all internet conjecture, so who knows what's real and what's not.
I can imagine that there was obviously some burnout, but I mean, this had over 800 artists back in its heyday in 2013, and now we really don't know how many are left. But this place is definitely
5.
closing. That's sad.
There are 5 left.
This place is definitely closing, and unfortunately, will no longer be in operations. And that sucks because they did really good work on this Sonic, man. It looks really good.
Well, they'll still get paid if you go see the movie, so just go see the movie.
Oh, okay. This reminded me a little bit of.
I mean, really, I guess they already got
paid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, you should. I mean, the studio paid them, so go see the movie.
Right.
Like they still listen to the feedback.
It
sucks. Don't get me wrong.
This reminded me a little bit of the Matrix situation, where the studio that did Bullet Time and all the major effects for the Matrix was actually close to closing its doors and couldn't pay its staff according to the right base structure until Keanu Reeves stepped in and gave a majority of his profits to that team.
You're right. I completely forgot about that.
So this isn't uncommon, and it isn't unfortunately something that has stopped. But it also shouldn't be up to the the stars of a movie to give away their profit. They should just be getting paid and being appreciated for their work. But a little sad, but at the same time, continue to go support this movie because it looks pretty good. All right, let's talk about. I mean, honestly, right now, our favorite streaming service, Disney Plus. Because
what are we talking about Disney Plus for?
Well, first off, there's 2 things. Number one, you're going to there's going to be a couple fights within your families if you're sharing your Disney Plus login.
I am not.
Because right now the Baby Yoda icon is available for profiles now.
Okay, I don't care.
You should care.
My icon's Spider-Man.
I had Spider-Man, but then I saw Baby Yoda and I grabbed it, and then I got a text message from one of my family members using it, going, "Oh, can I please have the Baby Yoda?" I was like, "No, it's my Baby Yoda. It's my account. I pay for this. So it's mine." But the real reason we're talking about them, Disney Plus, is ironically enough still based off the movies that made us, because they talked about this movie Home Alone because it's getting a reboot on Disney Plus, and I don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, I suppose you could do some new things with the technology that's out now.
Wasn't Home Alone 4 I guess it wasn't a reboot. It was the same character, but just played by a different actor, right?
I don't even think it's the same character. I don't think Kevin McAllister is in it after 2.
No, hold on. Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House, Mr. Theater went straight to DVD. The character of Kevin McAllister came back for this installment, but he is now played by another actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and an ABC.
I'm not an expert on Home Alone movies.
Oh my God, there was actually a ABC Family version of it in 2012, making a total of 5. What?
Yeah, no, I know there's 5 Home Alones. I heard the 5th one's actually pretty good. But anywho,
so they're having the young boy.
The point is, this franchise is viable. People still enjoy it enough. Why not do a just complete fresh reset?
So I was not. All right, I'm going to go on the limb on this one. I was not a fan of Home Alone as a kid. I don't like seeing people in uncomfortable situations that are their own fault.
No, you just like causing uncomfortable situations.
Very true. But then after I watched the movies that made us and kind of saw how the movie was made and how it changed a little bit of like the photography, like how they make movies, I was like, actually, this looks really cool. Or just hearing the stunt work, this is really cool. Hearing Joe Pesci behind the scenes, I said, hey, this is really cool. So here's what they're doing. They are casting the young man from Jojo Rabbit, whose name I just lost. So the young actor from Jojo Rabbit, Archie Yates, who, by the way, that just sounds like he's already like 77, right? Is that not the name of an old man? Anyway, he'll be playing the Kevin McAllister role. It will also co-star Ellie Kepner from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Whatever. And Rob Delaney from something called Catastrophe. I don't think I know this guy.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
I'm looking to see if he was done anything else. But you just say, hey, this is a viable franchise and let's just reboot it.
Yeah, why not? Especially on a streaming service. Why not?
It was the guy who played Peter in Deadpool 2.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Good for him. No, I mean, yeah, why not? It's a streaming service movie. Sure. What the hell? I don't see any problem with rebooting. I don't see any problem with rebooting viable franchises that are over 20 years old.
I don't know. For me, it's just like it's a John Hughes movie. Like I have a hard time just thinking that anyone can do it better than John Hughes.
John Hughes just wrote it. He wrote a lot of stuff.
Right.
I'm sure some of it's been rebooted. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I know he wrote a few, bad movies, but I mean, like John Hughes movies are pretty good.
Sure. They're not perfect though.
No.
We're not remaking The Breakfast Club.
Okay, hold on, but
and the fact of the matter is this.
Yes.
You watch Home Alone now, it is truly to introduce a new generation to something like this, because kids like us grew up with Micro Machines and BB guns and the things that he uses to protect his house. Now you have a whole generation of kids who don't identify with that, who don't understand what that is. So why not have a version where he's protecting his house with a freaking Alexa and a drone? I'm just saying.
I know I know you're 100% right on this one. It's going to be like how we're going to use technology to.
Yeah, it's all going to be technologically based because that's what kids play with nowadays.
Right.
That and Legos.
They'll always play with Legos.
I don't know how with today's technology you're going to find a way for some terrible parents to leave their kid home alone. Because pretty thin in the first movie.
Let's be honest. Even in the original Home Alone movie, it was a believable reason why they left them behind. There were like 1,000 kids there. Absolutely,
agreed. But in the whole so in the first movie, they leave him home alone because the nosy neighbor kid just happens to be like with his back turned in the row of kids while they're taking count, and they think it's him, and they're running late for the airport, so they're just running to their flight because they have only an hour from the time they leave their house to get to the airport.
Well, that's not enough time.
Nowadays, That is not feasible. You have to it takes an hour for you to get through TSA alone.
Right. You have to get there 2 hours before your flight.
So it's not like I'm going to forget while I'm waiting in line at TSA, I'm not going to realize, oh shit, we forgot our kid. Well, we should probably delay this flight and get it on a new flight.
And actually, they were going to Paris, right?
They were going to Paris.
So now, it's an international flight. You got to be there at least 4 hours early.
Yeah.
You're right. You can't just leave your kid behind.
That's the part that's going to be hard. That's going to be feasible.
You really poked a hole in this. I wasn't expecting this.
Well, we'll see how they do it. I'm interested.
Maybe
to see
it's
how
a
they
local trip, Brian. Now it's not. Maybe they don't even have to get on a plane.
Maybe they get on a train.
Maybe they get in an Uber.
Oh, that would be the automobile portion.
Actually, now I'm just thinking about it. Now the way to solve this is, oh no, we have to get there 4 hours before the flight, right, to get there. Oh no, we left Kevin behind. Let me call him an Uber.
Yeah. And
he just gets in an Uber, and he gets to the airport, and he's fine.
Does Kevin have his cell phone? Yeah. All right, let's call it.
That's true.
Like the whole big deal is that they couldn't reach to the house because their phone lines were down.
Right, exactly.
So they couldn't call the house and say, "Hey, Kevin, we're on our way. Stay there, or go to your friend's house or something like that."
Oh, so now the robbers have to have technology now too. So they're jamming the cell phone signals.
There's a lot of potential things that do not make any freaking sense.
Right.
So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how they do it.
Well, speaking of things that don't make sense, let's go on to this one. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have decided that they have a tremendous amount of love in the Christmas Chronicles 2.
Yay!
Boo! Boo
I
this
enjoyed
movie.
Christmas Chronicles. You're
I tried.
Fool.
I wanted to. I was so on board, right? When I saw the trailer, I was like, yes, give me this movie.
Did you watch Klaus?
No, I did not.
Watch it.
Okay. I am not on board for Christmas Chronicles. I did not enjoy the first one.
Get your shit together.
I wanted to. What's the selling point of this one, though? Just, hey, we're just
joy, pure joy,
just pure joy,
seeing Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn be adorable and old and glorious beards together.
Wait, does she have a beard in this one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You don't know. Christmas is magic.
She could grow a beard. Is that what
she could grow a beard? You don't know. I don't know. I didn't write the film.
I mean, are you sure?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, the Christmas Chronicles 2 will be released on Netflix in the holidays of 2020, so we have a whole year to get on this.
Can't wait. Mark in the calendar. Let's do it.
She made a cameo in the first one?
Yes.
Oh, why do I not remember this?
In it because you are void of joy.
Sounds about right.
Horrible human being who doesn't enjoy things that are wonderful.
No, it just wasn't entertaining. I don't know. I wasn't.
It was entertaining. You fool!
It took me a long time to watch it too. I'm just gonna get into it.
Next topic.
Well, then let's turn our attention to my favorite hobby in the whole goddamn world.
Oh, this is the segment that I'm silent for.
Where I go around the internet, I find the weird, I find the obscure, and I'm gonna ask this Yahoo right here for his tech perspective.
Have no perspective.
Oh, you have no perspective? Well, how about we put some motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking Alexa? That's right, Samuel L. Jackson has arrived on the Alexa device. And he's got 2 modes, Brian. He's got 2 modes, swear mode and no swear mode.
Well, that's exciting.
Right?
I have an Alexa.
Come on.
Yeah.
So you can start it by, and I'm sorry for tripping all of them, Alexa, introduce me to Samuel L. Jackson. And his voice will come up and he'll announce things. It's gonna cost you $1 though.
Will he verbally abuse me? That's all I want.
I mean, maybe.
That's all I would need.
But you could play. Are you ready for this? You can play Samuel L. Jackson in a game of rock paper scissors on your Alexa.
I just want him to not do the stuff I want him to do. Like, hey Sam, can you set a timer for 20 minutes? Motherfucker, I ain't gonna set no timer for 20 minutes. That's what I want to hear. That'd be great.
There's a clip, Brian, in the show notes. I highly recommend you go ahead and double check right now. You can see him in action.
All right, well, here we go.
Because there's one that perfectly fits your example. When you hit the 13-second mark, Brian, you'll be very happy.
I'm not reminding you of
Yeah, I'm on board. That's fun.
So there's many things you can do with your Samuel L. Jackson on your Amazon.
Reminding you of shit.
I love that one. You can ask him to tell you jokes, to sing jingle bells, to grant you a lifelong wish that he wish you a Merry Christmas. If your kids are misbehaving, you can ask Mr. Jackson to tell them to go to bed. And while they may not listen to you, they will listen to Nick Fury. So if you ever wanted to get Samuel L. Jackson into your life and into other places in your house where maybe we shouldn't be talking about that. Pick yourself up at Amazon Alexa and pay $1. It's $1, Brian. Best use of $1 out there. Our final topic of the night is a little bit of a throwback. That has to do with a throwback. I have a very soft and squishy place in my heart for the iPod, with the clicky wheel, right? The OG iPod.
Sure.
It was the first Apple product I bought. I bought it with my own money. I saved all this money working at Target to go ahead and buy one. I really wanted the U2 edition, but it was really expensive, and I just got a regular iPod video. But now there is an app on your iPhone called Rewound, and it turns your iPhone into an iPod with the click wheel. And what's great, it integrates with Spotify or Apple Music, so the music you have on your phone is accessible with an iPod experience. Brian, I believe
this is pretty cool.
I believe I made you download this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
Why
cool,
not?
Right?
Yeah, no, it's good for a little nostalgic, buzz. I'll use it for a couple weeks before I delete it.
You can also put some skins on it too, so you can make it look, however you want to. But it's just funny. It's just cute.
Yeah, I approve.
Oh, I'm glad you approve. Did you put a theme on your iPod?
Yeah, I did the U2 theme. What was it, the red and black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I got. The only thing that I wish I could do is if this could sync with the podcast app too, I'd use it all the time.
Oh, that's true.
But
the other thing though is I would like to access my playlists on this, but in order to do that, it's $1.99, which isn't terrible. I mean,
that's not a terrible fee.
It's reasonable, but man, this is so fun. I'm sitting here just going around them in my finger,
spinning the wheel, watching it go,
and
up
you get the good
down,
haptic feedback. So you feel the click.
It does. It kind of
almost like you used to back in the day.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
good.
I'm down. If they do get it to sync with podcasts, then I would exclusively use that. That would be cool. I would pay the $2. I'd be like, this is all I use now.
This is what I do.
This is the way. Well,
apparently, Brian, I'm checking out the article here at the very bottom. I didn't see this initially. There's actually another iOS developer working on a very similar app to this that allows you to use the click wheel, but even cover flow. So maybe we'll have dueling apps and see which one's better.
Okay.
So we'll have to follow up with this when the other app comes out.
Sure.
You sound so happy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, as I mentioned at the top of the show, next week, the three of us are going to be doing our favorite movies of the decade, and we want to hear your picks. And if you would like to, you can contribute an audio clip for your number one movie. You can do it by calling 484-373-4119, or you can email us a voice memo at podcast@thatkindofnerd.com. So please tell us what your favorite movies of the decade are. Again, it doesn't have to be the best movies of the decade, just the ones that you like. We're not snobs here. We'll take whatever you've got. So thank you so much.
What? I'm a snob. Come on.
You're not a snob.
Yeah.
Really? Are you going to put Parasite on your list?
I haven't seen it yet, but if I did, I might.
Right, but I mean, are you also going to put... You're not putting Birdman on there.
No.
So not a snob.
Okay, then you're a snob.
So thank you, listeners, so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. And we'll see you next week.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
So let's just jump right into this. Let's talk about the nerdy world, how the beautiful. Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Brian Thorson.
Oh, CJ. It is I. Is it Brian or is this Brian?
Okay, listen, nerd.
I do enjoy the hands-free of this.
Listen.
I feel freedom.
Brian is literally wearing a mask right now. Not a Bane mask. He's wearing
Oh, yes.
What's with the mask there, Bane?
I have some cleaning to do.
So you're like, oh, hey. I must
protect my mouth from the elements and mold.
All right, the
you
mold.
merely adopted the mold.
I would hope I didn't adopt any mold in my house.
I was born into it, molded by it. Wink, wink.
Molded by it. Oh yeah. I didn't know Bane had the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was in Payne's repertoire.
Yeah, apparently. And like I don't even need to try to do the
The voice, yeah, you just talk
yeah.
normally. Yeah.
I mean, not normally. I do have to do a little work.
People are going, I wonder if Brian's
voice.
microphone is broken or is he actually wearing a mask? And right now
They're most certainly wondering this.
he is actually wearing a mask.
I'll take it off. Bear with me one moment. This is an intricate mask.
Well, while you do that, just need to make sure my kid's not crying. Hold on.
Okay.
This movie seems to be focusing around the family of Egon, who unfortunately was played by Harold Ramis, who has passed away. But from what we can also tell,
You really need to reword that sentence.
Oh, yeah, because it's not unfortunate that
it's not unfortunate that Harold Ramis played him. It's unfortunate that he passed away. It shows what a freaking Spider-Man fan, quote unquote fan you are.
I will completely abandon Spider-Man for Baby Yoda, and I am okay.
Awesome. Name your daughter Baby Yoda and give me Gwen back.
We don't know the name. You can't just name her Baby Yoda.
You can absolutely name her Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda Melon. First name Baby, middle name Yoda, last name Melon.